Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kingdom Hearts back cover. So, I was thinking that this was a game, and I was stupid for thinking that, because I wasn't sure, is this going to be a game? Is this something I'm going to have to let's play? And as I was watching, I realized, okay, this isn't a game, this is an actual movie that's supposed to tell the whole point of Kingdom Hearts as a series. It is basically a prequel to everything. It is supposed to explain practically everything. It even tells you what the next game in order of the timeline would be, which I think is Kingdom Hearts Reconnect. Or Reconnect Kingdom Hearts. I don't know if that's a game or not. Whatever. After playing it, you'll be shown characters and chapters that you can go back and watch those chapters. From what I can tell you, it is a beautiful piece of art, even in its own right, because it really does force you to think about what everyone is doing is just what's in their heart. That's it. They are a group of 5 who are to protect this town, and it is an idea about light and protecting the light from ever-pending darkness. They are told by their master that they cannot stop the forces of darkness overcoming. The only thing they can do is what's for the future. And that's about it. I don't know if this is going to be in the midst of spoilers, so just a heads up in case I do. But I will say that this is such a beautiful piece. It is gorgeous. It is absolutely stunning in the way that it tells a story. I have to give Kingdom Hearts massive props no matter what happens, because it has a beautiful way of telling stories. The music, the color palette, the story, the way that at least this piece does, tests what the idea of communicating with the heart and what people in the background do. This guy, whoever the master is, Lucia, I think is his name, is the master, I think. Because there's 2 guys in organization coats. But, there are two guys in organization coats. One of them is the master that these guys follow, and then he eventually says, "I will disappear." And what he ends up giving each of them a role. They each do something. One is the leader. One is the leader's right-hand man. One keeps an eye on everyone, make sure everyone's doing their roles. One is trying to find the traitor. And one is trying to recruit people so that when the war breaks out, they can go out to other worlds and be the heart, the light that other worlds need, because it will not be here. And at first you're like, okay, this doesn't sound like a very full-on balance, but it doesn't sound like a very well-balanced system either, because I'm not going to say exactly what ends up happening, but there is a confliction. And it all starts with if you remember the cell phone game that came out, there are those little cat creatures, kind of like the mascot of the game, and apparently the master created them. And if they go to the way of darkness, it becomes what's called a nightmare. And they find one, and it basically sets off this whole big shenanigans. It goes absolutely insane after that point. The end is not a final end. It's not like, this is the end, because this is supposed to be what ignites everything. So whoever this master is the one that just ignites the Keyblade War. It's what ignites everything, because it's the reason why the Keyblade War even happened. It explains all of that, while at the same time, there's a phrase that they use, said, "May your heart be your guiding key." And that whole idea is supposed to be this, the heart is good. And I'm hoping that after I have played Birth by Sleep, 1.5, 2.5, and Dream Drop Distance. Those are the 4 games I will be Let's Playing. 1.5 and 2.5 is going to be released eventually. So in the meantime, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it by myself, but I might have a friend who's going to commentate with me. We'll play Birth by Sleep soon. But I was very impressed by the way that it handles storytelling and the way that it handles... There's heavy manipulation. I will say that. There is manipulation, and manipulation toys with good and evil. Because at the end of the day, everyone is just doing their role. They're doing their duty. They're doing their job. The problem is no one talks to each other. This whole thing could have been avoided if they just talked to each other and just told each other, hey, you know, this is what the master did before he left. He gave me this, 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 and this. And they talked to each other and said, hey, there's supposed to be a traitor. Hey, there's this page that the master gave me. Hey, there's this, 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 and this. Oh, well, we know what the fuck's going on now. Like, all he did was he gave them roles, and they kept it a secret from each other, essentially, and they weren't allowed to create unions. Or, no, not allowed to create unions. They weren't allowed to create, kind of like when 2 groups came together. So when, I think his name's Ased, which is the bear, joins forces with Gula, who is the yellow one. I think he's supposed to be of the wolf. I'm not sure. They join forces, and that's strictly prohibited. You know, you're not allowed. That's completely illegal. You cannot do that. And it just starts this chain reaction of things after things after things after things that happen, when all they had to do was shut the fuck up, sit down, and be adults and talk. That's all they had to do. So in that regard, it does have a little twinge, but the rest of it is absolutely gorgeous. It is beautiful. The soundtrack is absolutely, it's phenomenal. It is just gorgeous to listen to. I mean, as with any Kingdom Hearts game, music is a massive part of this game. It's kind of like a beautiful lying undertone. But I'm glad that we're given this, because now we are told how this all started. What was the Keyblade War and how it started. There is a very important item that is displayed, and I don't know what happens to this item. You know, I kind of want to know what happens to this thing after it is revealed what it can do. But there's an item, a very important item, actually a couple of important items, that sets everything in motion. In fact, I'd even argue that there's one character here specifically, and if you watch it, you'll know who I'm talking about, is absolutely insane. He's psycho, but psychotic genius. And that's what's happening. And this is all gonna unfold everything. And I can't help but think in my head, I can't wait to get back into Kingdom Hearts again. I'm just hoping, if anybody knows what the copyright laws are with this game, I won't be able to show introductions unless I talk on top of it, because then that way the ID can't pick it up. But I want to let's play this game, those games coming up. And if I have to do it by myself, that's fine. But I'd like to have someone next to me who knows of the Kingdom Hearts games, who can sit there with me and we can bounce off each other ideas of Kingdom Hearts and what it is, and discuss the game as not only a game, but also as an artistic piece. Because Kingdom Hearts is an art. It is a beautiful piece of art, and I am so stoked. I am psyched right now for Kingdom Hearts 3 to eventually come out someday. And I am so stoked. I am this. I want more. I want this. It's just beautiful. It's simple and yet complex. I want more. So, if you have not watched Back Cover, watch it. It is beautiful. It's in the Unreal 4 engine, and it is just gorgeous. The voice acting's pretty good. Like, it's a pretty solid voice acting cast. I can't say that it's like masterpiece, but it's at least a B plus to an A. You know, it's not like perfect voice acting, but it's probably the weaker of the voice acting I've seen in a while, at least. So there are some heartbreaking moments, and you're just like, all you had to do was talk and communicate with each other, and you would have had no problems. Anyway, I'm rambling. I absolutely love this. And if you have not played the Kingdom Hearts game, I do not have my cell phone on me, so I can't pull it up. But I think it's called Kingdom Hearts X? Is it called back cover? On the cell phone? I'm not sure. But I haven't played it all, so I couldn't tell you what the connections are there, or if this is just supposed to break it down more. But the intro actually starts with some of the gameplay. And it goes through this. The intro is weird because you think, oh, this is going to be like a game. And then you're like, oh, wait, no, this is something else completely. It's about an hour long. But it'll give you everything you kind of need to know regarding the characters. And I want to know what happens to these 5. Where do they go from here? You know, because it just kind of abruptly ends. It's showing one last final scene where the Keyblade War takes place. One character, one item, and you're like, boom, it ends. And you're like, oh, well, fuck this shit, I'm out. and it's done. But it tells it doesn't say everything, of course, but it does a really good job of taking everything that you need, puts it into 1 hour long or so movie, and you're done. That being said, at the end of the day, it's a beautiful piece of art. It's gorgeous. I can't give it a solid A. I will definitely give it a B plus in school rating, if I can. And please don't compare that to B plus movie ratings. This is not the same thing. It's not the same concept. I would give it a B plus, if not an A, because it is absolutely just moving. I tried to commentate as I was watching, and I realized, oh, okay, this isn't gonna be a game, it's gonna be a movie. And I'm just sitting here like, what's gonna happen? Because I'm like, I have no idea what's gonna happen. Anyway, I've got to end it here. I've got some things I've got to do before I go to work. But I will see you all later. Go watch this if you have not already. It is absolutely beautiful. It's gorgeous. I will see you all in the next one. Talk to y'all later. And, go play some Kingdom Hearts. I will eventually, announce when I am going to be uploading Kingdom Hearts. I am also a quick announcement. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue South Park. I have the files, but I've lost interest. And that's sad, but I've lost interest in South Park. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to it or not. But, in the meantime, I am going to be playing Kingdom Hearts and live streaming Final Fantasy 15, and I just recently picked up Witcher 3. So, I might alternate. I might just screenshot all of Final Fantasy 15 and being done with it. So, I gotta go. I will see you all in another episode, but this was just my quickie review. I just finished watching it. I'm literally looking at the main screen right now, and it is just, beautiful. Anyway, it's so pretty. Anyway, I'm done. I'm nerdgasming. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, I will see you all in the next one. Ta-ta for now. Bye. Until next time. And may your heart be your guiding key.